We all like stories of success. We root for the underdog who overcomes adversity and beats out the stronger opponent. We are inspired by those who found themselves knocking on death's door and beat the insurmountable odds, overcoming illness. We use phrases like, "only the strong survive," "it's a dog-eat-dog world," and "survival of the fittest." We live in a culture that idolizes strength, power, and the leaders who can get us there. And who doesn't want to win? We want to be a part of something that is growing. We want to be a part of something that others look at with admiration. We want to inspire others to do great things and go to great lengths. No one really enjoys losing or being seen as weak and struggling. And for better or worse, much of American Christianity reflects this sentiment. If we want to find out what's working, we go to the biggest, most successful churches to find out what they're doing. Some seek to position Christianity towards the center of the political landscape, and many lament that the tenets of the Christian faith have lost control and power in our culture, for Christianity no longer stands at the center of society. And the witness of Scripture is pretty clear. God does, at times, show up with might and power. God parts the Red Sea and destroys the Egyptian army, giving the underdog Hebrew people a win that no one expected. The prophets called down fire and overpowered the prophets of other gods, showing whose God was stronger. And when Jesus shows up on the scene, we see him walking on water, healing the sick, and feeding the multitudes. There is no doubt, God often breaks into the world with power and strength. But it's not the only way. God also shows up in weakness. It is not in a palace or through a position of power that God takes on flesh and comes to earth. It's through the least expected. God shows up through a teenage girl who gives birth in a manger. In his Sermon on the Mount, it's not the powerful that Jesus blesses, but the lowly, humble, and meek. Jesus points to children and announces that the kingdom belongs to them. And when his disciples want to overlook the weak or the sick around them, Jesus takes the time to see them, talk with them, and heal them. Most importantly, God's greatest expression of love to the world is found in the ultimate weakness, death on a cross. It is not in spite of weakness that God often shows up. It is actually through weakness. God does not wait for us to work our way out of places or seasons of weakness and struggle. Rather, God joins us there and is present throughout the dark, difficult, and broken moments, even when we're sure we don't have the strength or stamina to make it to the next day. How might you be more present with areas of struggle or weakness? How can you engage weakness intentionally, and what might you learn from it? Do you avoid weaknesses? If so, why? If we trust that God shows up in weakness, what implications might this have for your life? Now, success is not a bad thing. Becoming stronger is a worthy pursuit. But if we're not paying attention to areas of weakness or frailty in our life, we might just miss out on the God who showed up in a manger, who blessed the meek and lowly, and who said, "Come to me, all you who are weary, and I will give you rest."